Are you growing things in your garden that allow you to cook all year long? Well, if not, the recipe I'm about to show you today just might change your gardening plans for this year. Hi, I'm Amanda and welcome back to the Provident Gardener. Now, in my beginning days of gardening, I used to only think that you got to eat the things from your garden when you grew them, right there in the gardening season, harvest season. But today I'm going to show you a few things you can grow that will last you well through winter, and you can be cooking and eating stuff from your garden even though it's not actively growing. So today we are going to make a creamy butternut squash soup. This recipe comes from The Busy Baker. I'll include a link to that down below, as well as her Instagram account, so you can go check out all the wonderful things that she does. As we make this soup, we're going to use 3 things from the garden that, if stored correctly, you can use all winter long without having to can or freeze dry, nothing to preserve it. And that is, of course, butternut squash. We grew these in our garden and we just store them down in our storage room where it's nice and cool, and they last a long time, several months. And then I didn't grow these because I wasn't on the ball with my garden last year, but garlic and onions are things you can pretty easily grow in your garden and also store year-round if stored correctly. This recipe also includes ginger, which some of you, if you have a greenhouse or if you live in a zone that is conducive to growing ginger, you can grow your own ginger. And it also calls for thyme. I don't have any thyme. I have already planted the seeds to grow it this year, but don't come at me because I'm sure this is not a good herb replacement. I used oregano instead. I've made this before with oregano and it was delicious. So any of those herbs that you would use in a soup like this can also be grown and preserved through something like freeze drying or drying. So let's get to cooking. But first, we gotta do some chopping and dicing and cutting. Not always my favorite part. So now that we've got all that prep work done, let's head over to the stove and start cooking. Okay, I've heated up some olive oil on the stove here, and we're gonna add the onion, garlic, and ginger, and the salt, pepper, and it's supposed to be thyme, but I'm doing oregano. Whew. That's cooking. So we're gonna let this saute here until that onion gets nice and soft and starts to get translucent. The onion is starting to look good. We're gonna add in the butternut squash and toss it up with the onions. Okay, we've got these two nicely combined together. Now the vegetable stock, which, speaking of growing and preserving things from your garden, you could, from vegetables you grow in your garden, create your own vegetable stock or vegetable broth and can it. So just another thing to be shelf stable, to cook from and make your own food all throughout the year. Now the recipe calls for 4 cups, but you might need a little less or more. She says you want the level of the liquid to be just below the level of the squash. I ended up using 3 cups of vegetable broth instead of 4, and that's probably just because of the size of the butternut squash that I used. I just added enough to come just below the level of where the squash was. If I had used a bigger butternut squash, I probably would have used all 4 cups. Now I'm going to put the lid on and let it come to a boil. After that, I'll turn the heat down a little bit and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, this has been simmering for a while now, and everything's nice and soft. I can squish and cut right through the squash. So we are going to remove it from the heat. Oh, and this is hot. I need 2 oven mitts because I don't want to burn myself. So we will remove it from the heat now and add the coconut milk. Get all that coconut milk out of there. Stir this in. And now for the really fun part where it all just comes together, the immersion blender. Don't want to blend that. We'll just blend it up till it's nice and smooth and creamy and delicious. Scrape down the sides here. Make sure we get everything nice and blended up. It's all blended up. It's nice and smooth and creamy, and it smells so good, and I'm excited to try it. It's had a minute to cool down. Hopefully I won't burn myself, but I'm going to give it a try. The texture, the flavors, it all just comes together really nicely. Now, normally I'm not a huge fan of the taste of butternut squash. I will eat it, like we'll cut it up, roast it in the oven. And with this, the butternut squash taste is definitely still there, but it is just so enhanced, so much better with these other flavors. I really love this soup. I'm going to eat it now and enjoy it. And with the leftovers, I'm going to put it in some containers and put it in the freezer, and then I can just easily pull one out to have for lunch every now and then. So this is a great way to use things that we grow in our gardens to feed our families for dinner one night or for lunch and dinner for several days if you put extra in the freezer. I need another bite. That's good. We have also put this over rice. It works as almost like a really good curry sauce to put over our rice. I've also dipped crackers in it. I'm sure there are garnishes you can add. So many options of what you can do to this to have as a meal by itself or to add to something else to make it even more of a robust meal. As I'm starting my seeds for my garden this year, I've already started onions. I've already planted garlic. You can bet butternut squash seeds are going to be going in the ground, growing up over my trellises. If this is something you're interested in, make sure you add garlic, onions, and butternut squash to your garden this year, as well as maybe some thyme, or in my case, oregano, because I didn't have time. But there are so many things that you can grow in your garden to make delicious meals for your family. Let me know down below, what are your favorite things to cook in the wintertime that you grew in your garden? And as always, don't be afraid to get a little dirt under your fingernails so you can turn that dirt into this amazing dinner.